This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Monday, October 21st, Bladen County Board of Commissioners meeting. Mr. Charlton Guyton from Butters Baptist Church will do the invocation, and Mr. Denise will lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray. God, this afternoon we come boldly before your throne of grace, but yet our hearts are humbled that we're in the sight of a sovereign God.
Yes.
And Father, tonight, as we're here, we just pray that you be in our midst, and the only way that's going to happen is if any sin or shortcomings in our life is removed, you can be in our presence. And we ask for that tonight. Guide us in our thoughts, our words, our processes as we go forward. May we continue to keep Bladen County a godly county, continue to bless our county commissioners, give them the leadership, the godly leadership that we most desperately need in this county. Because, Father, we know that for evil to prevail, that good men and women do nothing, and it will prevail. But we know with you at the forefront and the thoughts of our mind that goodness, your goodness will prevail. So, Father, tonight, be with us in this meeting. Bless each and every person that is here tonight, their household. Give safe travel home. And, Father, we just love you, and we ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Charlie. Thank you, Mr. Denise. Entertain a motion to approve the consent items.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Hester, second by Mr. Britt. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? At this time, we'll do special recognitions for employees of years of service. Y'all come forward, please. Ms. Linda Graham. Here you go.
Right here, Miss Linda.
Right here.
Yeah, right here. Miss Linda has been with housekeeping since before I came. She works hard every day. She has helped be part of the team that got us through the COVID crisis. There was a lot of extra work on us during that time, wasn't there, Miss Linda?
Yes, it would.
And she's faithful to her job, and we appreciate everything she's done for us in the county here. Thank you, Miss Linda.
You're welcome.
All right. Mr. Peters?
So, Ms. Linda, thank you for 15 years of service to the citizens and employees of Bladen County. I see her every day now, several times. Used to never see her, but now I see her all the time. And there's just a little token of appreciation, and here's a little.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Linda.
Thank you.
Miss Mandy Butler.
All right, this is Mandy. She's been with the library for 5 years now, and she is a busy bee. If you have never met Mandy, she does not like to sit still. She likes to be doing something all the time. She is involved in children's programming, which takes a lot of energy. She helps put on some amazing programs at the library, from summer reading, our trunk or treat, which was just huge, our school supply giveaway. This is part of the brains behind the program. So I would be lost without her. If you ever need your house organized, this is the chick. She never lets me down, so I love her to death, and she smiles like that all the time.
Ms. Manning, on behalf of the Bladen County Board of Commissioners, we appreciate you for your 5 years of service to the citizens and the youth of Bladen County.
Thank you.
And our son's a great football player.
I'll declare a public hearing open to receive comments on the 25-26 Community Transportation Program application for the benefit of Blaine Area Rural Support Bar System. Anyone here to speak on the public hearing? Reception. Yeah, do the reception. Let me do this, I'll start, I'm sorry. So, is anybody here to speak on the public hearing? If not, I declare the public hearing closed, and I'll entertain a motion to approve the 26 local share certificates for funding in the amount of $22,095.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Gillespie, second by Mr. Cameron. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Apologize, I skipped the reception, but we'll do the reception now. So if y'all go to the next room, please.
This conference will now be recorded.
I got to get out of here, I got somewhere to be at 7:30. All right.
Okay, we're back to order. Individual delegation wish to address the commissioners. Mr. Terry and Mr. Denise. Mr. Terry and Mr. Denise, you're up.
You ready for it?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a few other people we're gonna have come up, if that's okay. Do you think there's something up here? So we're here to present on something that you approved, last year in the spring or summer area. We actually signed the memorandum of understanding in September. And this is for the Creating Outdoor Recreation Economy Plan. And we ended up, White Lake had applied at the same time we applied on behalf of Bladen County, and we ended up kind of bringing those two together. They were awarded, and we were awarded, which means they awarded 35 of these projects throughout the state, and we got 2 of them in our county, so that's good. But we kind of merged them together, and that's why you're seeing White Lake and Bladen County on it, because they had their own with it. We had a steering committee. It was part of the Tourism Promotion Committee for the Chamber, which I'm the chair of, and Denise is the president of the Chamber and also a member of that committee. There are a few. Jonathan's here too. He's on the committee. So we had a really active committee. It did not just include Chamber members. We tried to be, to bring everybody in on it. The plan itself included a lot of research, community surveys, there were focus groups, there were interviews. So they really tried to get out and talk to a lot of providers, a lot of people about what they thought of outdoor recreation in Bladen County. The biggest part of it is the underlying philosophy was that tourism is a large part of our local economy. It is economic development, just like manufacturing. Tourists for 2023, and I don't think I've had a chance to talk to you guys about this, we saw an increase of 8.6% from 2022. So people are spending $56 million in Bladen County on tourism. Out of that, 8.5 million of it is spent on recreation. So looking at outdoor recreation as moving us forward is pretty key, and I think you would all agree, we have a lot of outdoor recreation in our area. One of our goals with the county strategic plan was population growth. And when you can offer a quality of life that includes being able to get outside, to do trails, to go to parks, to enjoy yourself, that's a big part of increasing that population. And you'll hear from some of these guys on how it's also a way to keep our young people from leaving, or if they do leave, to come back because of what we have to offer. So, and I know that Dr. Duncan's here. Her group had said you know, the trails are good, outdoor recreation is good for the health of the economy as well, for everybody's personal health. So some of the goals that were developed in the plan included making Bladen County a destination for outdoor recreation in southeastern North Carolina, getting known as that. Now, you know, we have to have something that we stick out. We've been using the Mother Nature's Playground as a brand, so we believe it can happen because of the variety of outdoor experiences that we do have. And we've been actively working to extend the season to go beyond just that typical Memorial Day to Labor Day, and it's working. We get reports from Visit North Carolina called Zartico reports, which show where people are spending money in your area, and we are extending the season. We're seeing a lot more people in September and October, and we're seeing a lot more in April, March and April. So it is working. Now we want to extend it until, you know, January, February, those months. So we're keeping up our Trail Festival weekend. We thank you guys for giving us the financial support 2 years ago to start that festival. This will be the third year for it. So part of that plan, one of the goals is to keep extending it. There are some priority projects that we want to make sure happen, and they're listed in the plan. Obviously, at White Lake, they have two big issues. They're concerned about the quality of the water at the lake, and they want to be able to go for funding to help with those issues. And they're also, they also want to continue their multi-use path around the lake, which would make even a nicer destination for them. Just last week, we heard from the Mountain to Sea Trail Group, and they're finishing up. They're hoping to finish one of the bridges over Turnbull Creek, which will give us 12 miles of extended trail on the Mountain to Sea corridor in Bladen County. So it'll actually come from Jones Lake all the way through to 701, and then there's other possibilities how we can connect it. So that's all important, and it's listed in the plan about continuing maintenance and improvements to our parks and other recreational areas. Our second goal is to tell the stories for both Bladen County and White Lake that will grow interest in the county and remarkable places. I don't need to tell you, tourists don't see borders. They really will go wherever there's something for them to do. And we want to make sure that we're all working together, that all the communities, Dublin, Elizabethtown, White Lake, Bladenboro, all of us, East Arcadia, we're all working together for tourism and for outdoor recreation. One of the things that'll be offered because of this plan, and once you approve the plan, is technical assistance. And we would like to get some technical assistance from North Carolina Grow Program, which will help us do asset mapping to show where all of the recreational places are in the county, as well as historical and other things, so that we can promote them better. We really don't have a good map that shows those type of places in the county. And it'd be great to have it on a GIS layer that can be overlaid and used for a lot of things. The last thing that I want to talk about is one of our goals is to create a culture of entrepreneurship around outdoor recreation. That's going to take a lot of collaborations with people, but it is happening now. We do have more and more people looking at outdoor recreation as a business. And we're not just talking about guides and that type of thing. There's a whole industry of building the gear and the supplies that are needed. Western North Carolina has made a name for itself being able to create that type of industry, and we have the potential here. But I do want to have Hastings talk to you a little bit as a young person who grew up in this county and what his goals are, because I think that really highlights what we want to do and what this plan could bring about. Are you ready?
So my name is Hastings McGill. I grew up here my whole life. Obviously, Cameron is my father. I grew up playing sports my whole life, and I moved away for a while, experienced things in bigger areas, and had some change of life and moved back to this area. And my goal is right now is to help and bring more recreation. I'm a big disc golfer, and currently in the process of running the Elizabethtown Open which is going to be here in Elizabethtown. Our goal is to bring 70 disc golfers to the town for a weekend and to grow that in the future. But for me and other people my age, I've seen there's a big group of people my age who have gone to college and came back. We love disc golf, we love pickleball, we love all different types of things. But for those things, we're having to travel to Wilmington, to Fayetteville, to Raleigh on the weekends to be able to do those things. Yes, there's baseball, there's those types of things that are possible in this area right now. But as we get older and our knees don't work quite as well, but we have things like the bike path, which are good. But to bring things to people of my age that we really, really enjoy, and just to be able to bring those things to this community. So on the weekends, I can stay here, enjoy my family, and enjoy my hobbies. And currently, that's not as accessible. It's slightly accessible, but not as accessible as I think this area could be. And this area has the most beautiful land. In some areas, we're not using that land to the best of our abilities for different hobbies, which I think we definitely could. Very low cost things that we could do to bring outdoor recreation to this area. So my goal is to stay in this area and to help assist other different areas to bring those things. But thank you.
No questions.
Thank you, Hastings. So the outcomes of you approving this plan means that all municipalities can now use that plan to go to do some fundraising or to apply for grants in the future. We do have technical assistance available to us right now. As I said, White Lake is using one of the colleges to do some planning for their multi-use path. We have the opportunity to work with North Carolina Grows to do asset mapping. One of the other issues was working with small business development to create kind of a guide for not just to start a business, but how do you start an outdoor recreation-based business here in Bladen County? So there are some outcomes that we could go. It's really that, like any other plan that you've approved in the past, once it's in a plan, we can use it to go out for other funding and to make other things happen for the county. So that's our request for you to approve the plan.
Last one, your question. Okay. Hey, Sue, have you spoken with our recreation department on the matter of the disc golf?
No, sir, I have not.
Did you do that for us, let us know what results was on
Yeah.
that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's do that. Any other questions? Second. Motion by Mr. Hester to approve the outdoor recreation economic work plan and strategic plan, second by Mr. Brett. Any more discussion? All opposed, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else, Mr. Reed, like to speak, just the Lord?
No one.
Matters of interest to commissioners, Mr. Cameron.
To revisit something we talked about in our last meeting, ironically, I've had 3 different people come up to me and say, is there any way that I could get involved? They're new to the community, within the last couple of years. Any way I can get involved in some beautification, programs, things like that? I'm going, well, so, there is interest, I think, for keep Bladen beautiful and maybe sort of revitalizing that. So just want to share that.
Have you got the names?
I do.
Share that with Memory,
Will do.
get it to, get them on.
Will do.
Good. Anyone else?
What is update on, the water and the drainage?
Yeah, so, Greg, myself, and, Dane went to East Arcadia the other day, and DOT's done it into, Mr. Lawrence has done some work out there. So, the property on 544 Kennedy Store Road, it's a mobile home, and I don't know the whole story, but I talked to the Shepherd people today, and she's gonna send me the contract, so I can contract the people that contracted to put the house there, but it's, where it's at, it still floods, so I'll know more about it a day or two, that's all I know right now. But I'll share the contract with commissioners and stuff when I get it, and I'll make that call.
And then I think I said at the same time that I came to Tar Heel, and it was flooded. I know they have a town, but they're part of Bladen County, DOT needs help there. I mean, flooded. The street was literally 87 flooded for about a mile. And then, Peanut Road, I think it was, the floor, cars could not go through.
That's
That was another area.
Right there.
Right about, yeah, that area still has to be done as well. That's what I mean, I hope they look at that as well.
That one ditch, that
Yeah.
culvert.
Go to the house.
One thing that happened that day was, how much water Tario got this down, East Arcadia got about 12 inches
Yes.
of rain that day,
We did.
and it come all of a sudden. That, you know, there's gonna be some flooding when you get 12 inches of rain all at one time. But we're
And it's
working,
like this branch,
we're looking at it.
need to be clean,
We're looking at it.
guys, so make sure.
So I'm
I
telling you,
want
we're
to
looking
work, I
at
don't
it.
want just to look, I want some action.
Well, gotta have money.
I got to, thank you for going.
But we're looking at it, and I'll follow up a little bit more when I get some more information. So, on the license tag, office, we are to go to Rocky Mount Wednesday for an interview to see who gets that job, selling license tags and insurance or whatever. So we'll know more about that to come. But we did get an interview, and it is Wednesday. So there's a, it's not funny no more.
You and who's going?
Renee's going, I don't know if anybody finance is going off yet. We just got it today. So there is they got a meeting, and Lisa and Chuck's gonna go to the Lumber River, Lumber River Basin, all these other counties are coming together to see if we can get money to do that. That meeting's this week. There's a brick grant out there, we're gonna try to get some money from the brick grant to help us with, Kelly Dyke and some of these other, culverts and stuff in some of these other flooded areas, so, it's available to anybody, so we need to get the information to the towns and stuff, I guess.
Mr. Chairman, have you received any remarks regarding that media information that we sent out?
No, I've seen, we sent it out to, how many outlets were, Mr. Ray? So I've seen it on Bladen Online, and I've seen it on WCT. I know Border Belt's wanting to interview, and WCT's wanting to interview. We're gonna talk about that later.
Don't know.
9 outlets we've seen it, that's the only places I've seen it, and then the Lipstown, North Carolina scanners picked it up. There's 87 comments on that. Other than that,
It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Circulating on
Yeah.
Facebook. You can read the
but the
comments.
people calling me or folks, the word is, stand your ground.
All right, thank you, sir.
That's what I'm getting.
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Anything else? Human resource, Ms. Michelle?
Good evening. On behalf of the employees, want to say thank you for all you do for us. But we're asking if you would consider approving the employee appreciation for 2 hours of paid time off for our employees, effective to all that are hired by October 31st of this year, and they have until June 30th of 2025 to use the time.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Brooks, second by Dr. Upfield. Going to any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dr. Terry Duncan, Health Department.
The first item on our agenda is A, consider approving a public health app subscription. This is by the same company that does the Sheriff's app, and it will allow us, Facebook is a little bit difficult to manage with the comments and so forth. We're able to use some regional ARPA fundings for this app and the first year. So I ask for your approval.
Motion by Mr. Gillespie, second by, Mr. Cameron Gill. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? B,
Consider approving the Moderna vaccine fees. We have Moderna vaccine here ready to go. We did have an increase of $8.75 per vaccine and $1.27 for supplies. We are not going to increase the administration fee. We do have funding available for people that do not have any insurance and might fall through the cracks. So we ask that you look at our average cost of $23.03, and due to the increase, we would like to increase the cost of the vaccine by 10. Basically, they're coming this year in a syringe, pre-filled syringe, and in part, that's due mainly where the supply costs are.
Second by the doctor, everyone's gone second by Ms. Gillespie, any discussion?
I just have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Why Moderna? There was some news about Moderna as an issue. But it wouldn't be, if you've had it for a while, some of the new formula they said there's some issues. Have you heard anything on it?
No, ma'am. And we stuck with what we gave the first round.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item C,
Consider approving a Natera test service agreement. And this agreement will allow us to fulfill requirements for the maternity agreement addenda, which is for genetic testing. We looked at two different companies, LabCorp and Natera. Some of our neighboring counties were using Natera and had very good results with them, particularly on the follow-up and genetic counseling, if that were the case. So we asked for your consideration in approving.
is there cost involved in that?
The cost would be, they will work with the client, and the cost would be minimal, if any.
Pleasure of the board. Pleasure. Mr. Hester, second by Mr. Brett, any more discussion?
Just one, insurance, anything, or?
They will work on the same sliding scale that we do.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item D,
This is consider approving a contract agreement with Mr. Udy to assist with environmental health services. We've been asking a long time for help with NC rebuild.
Let's do approve.
motion by Dr. Rusty ongoing, second by Mr. Britt, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Dr. Duncan.
Thank you.
Mr. David Howe, Emergency Service.
Good afternoon. I come to you to see if I could get approval for a licensed user agreement with Brad Goodman Solutions. It's for a new scheduling software program. One, it's about $600-700 cheaper than what we're using, but the main thing is we're able to archive our training records, digitize them, and they're stored in the cloud. So that way we have continuous access, even if something comes down the road and we need a provider's files from 10 years ago or 15 years ago, they're archived. And a plus to this program, it is capable at some point, it can interface with Tyler New World, in the event that we ever did decide to go to an electronic time clock system.
Motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Britt, second by Mr. Bullock. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. David. Finance dashboard, Ms. Lisa.
Good evening to each of you. We would like to review the dashboard through September. On our general fund revenues, we've collected 27%, and we've spent 21%, so that's a good. Solid waste, we've collected 43% and spent 19%. Emergency telephone, we're at 4% and spent 22%. A lot of that's from grants, and we have to use some fund balance on that too. And the water department, we've collected 24% and spent 13%. Any questions on the dashboard?
I have to ask one question. I asked the other day that I thought you answered it, but with personnel, and we down so many personnel, do you have a, trying to figure, if you're not paying someone to fill a position, but we appropriate money to fill the position, am I right or wrong?
If we, like at DSS, we get money back from them, from the programs, and it depends on if they're 50% or there could be a 66%. We don't get the money, so we don't give them the money. We give them a proration portion based on monthly allocation type situation. But if they're not needed, I don't just fill DSS's bank account with their allocation.
Regular employee that does not work for DSS, how you handle that one?
Their general fund, most of those, so that way it wouldn't really matter. They would just, we won't see the revenues back. If we don't get the revenues, we don't spend the money, so it's a wash.
I'm just saying, we got appropriated so many
Right.
thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying?
And right now, DSS gives me a report about once a month that shows what any lap salaries are. So we can, to know what we can do with those. And then y'all have approved some of it to be spent for we have to do foster care for the children, and it's 100% county dollars because they don't qualify for some of the other programs. Then we've moved some of that money. But that really hurts us when we have to do that, because we have to do double the amount of salaries.
And so if you had the money, well, I'm asking, if the money is in those line items that we got, they can't be used for no other expenditures other than for salary, like if they wanna get some.
Not without mine and his approval and the board.
Somebody like you have staff that's working, doing double the work, is that
Now-
person be compensated for some of that money?
Yes, just like right now, Dr. Duncan can vouch for this. We're using some of the money for, Division on Aging, I'm using it for an example, to hire the part-time person we've got working right now. So we're using, the parks director's position to fund that position. And you're using some of the flat salary money for environmental health to do this one. So we're
I just
using
some of the
that.
girls from social service saying that they were doing multiple jobs because of the shortage. And I'm saying they say they're doing 2 jobs or picking up another job.
I hadn't heard anything about that.
So what's going on?
I haven't heard anything about that from other
The
departments.
money's sitting there because you got 2 people and 3 people short.
You can't do that. You can't, they get paid whatever the salary is, I don't care if they do 100 jobs. They need to be talking to the director or whatever. We don't compensate people because you're doing another 2 or 3 extra things a day.
The reason I was just bringing it up, I know we need staff, and some of them say they will exit if they have to continue doing
Well,
the same thing.
Let me say this. I told those Bladen County department head people, and I told them last time, I'm gonna tell them, I told them Dave's last time. If you got a position open and the money's there, you need to be filling it. And I think the commissioners, that's what you want.
Okay.
And if the money's there, fill it. If you can't fill it, can't find a person to fill it, we got 2 or 3 contract outlets we can go to.
Okay, I'm just asking.
So the message, I've told them.
Okay. I just wanna make sure, cause I heard somebody talking about it, I said, well, you know, we got the money sitting there, ain't nobody in the slot, and they doing.
Well,
That's double duty, I'm saying, why don't we just compensate them for what they're doing?
I'll share this with you in a little bit. That's the job opening for Bladen County.
Okay, I'm just, some of them came to me complaining about it, I just heard that now, so they talking about extra.
Well, can you echo what I just said? I told them directors today, they need to fill it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
That's what we're working on.
And on the federal inmate program, we've got an average of 64 being housed right now, but as of today, we had 70 in the jail. So we're hoping that's on the pickup. Thank you.
Any other questions, Ms. Lisa? Okay, thank you. Advisory Board, Child Fidelity Prevention Team, 2.
Motion to reappoint. Unless they want to get off, they want to get, I didn't see nothing indicating they want to get off.
Marie, help me here, I don't,
I didn't see anything.
I hadn't looked at that.
I looked at it,
Motion by Mr. Gillespie, second by Mr. Brett, to reappoint. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Industrial Facility Pollution Control.
Reappoint.
I know there's someone who will come off that, didn't
Those both are vacant.
Both are vacant.
Motion to, no name submitted?
That's the board that don't do a whole, not,
I don't make once in a while.
once in the blue moon.
Yeah, if they meet then.
Motion
Motion
to
by Mr. Bullock, second by Mr. Gillespie, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? White Lake,
Reappoint.
reappoint. Mr. Cameron, second.
Second.
Mr. Brett. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? So, November 18th, Bay Tree Lake Fire District 2,
Would it be possible to add one thing to that?
in the Industrial Facility and Pollution Control. What's that?
I met with the folks out at Ammon, they're trying to, I think, follow suit from White Oak and get some of their documentation in order, and they realized that their fire district, committee was not functioning, hadn't been meeting, so they wanted to add 2 new members and kind of jumpstart it, I guess would be a good way to put it.
So, Marie, don't we need letter resignations or something? What do you feel, say?
Yeah, I've got that.
Okay.
Just needed to get it on the agenda for the
Okay.
next meeting.
Now, excuse me, is that what the district committee or the firefighters relief?
Firefighter relief fund.
Firefighters Relief Fund, and the 2 names are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abby Wilson and Kevin Den,
Yeah.
2 names that have been submitted.
Yeah, we'll get that for you.
Okay,
Thanks, sir.
thank you.
Calendar review. The, 6 o'clock tomorrow at the library, Devil Youth Club. Ukulele club. I'll be
I think it would be good if our chairman would learn to play
I think
that.
that would be good.
Entertain us at meetings. You have to put that in form of a motion.
Already been entertaining y'all for years.
Friday the 25th, Harvest Party at Camp Clearwater and the Beach Festival, 6 o'clock. At Camp Clearwater, it's 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. all day Friday, and at Blamer, it's 6 to 10, and then Saturday, it's all day at White Lake, Camp Clearwater, and it's all day at the Beach Fest. November the 4th, service at 8 o'clock, Commissioner meeting. Are we gonna meet that night? Okay, no meeting, just prayer service. November 5th is general election, 8 is, veteran battleship screening, that's at the Cape Fear, market. They're gonna have a video or something showing about, county office is closed on the 11th. Substance use task will meet at the county health, library, or meet there,
The,
task force,
at the library.
at the library. That's at the library till we get the health department remodel. And at 5 o'clock, Health and Human Service. 15th is Holly Jolly Christmas Show, Whimsical Florist. That's Friday and Saturday from 9 to 9, both days, 9 to 8, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 8 p.m. every day. Board of Commissioners will meet the 18th. Blood Drive, Foundation Church, the 21st. The Wine Run, Turkey Trot, is Cape Fear Vineyard. The 28th, the courthouse, that's Thanksgiving.
Okay.
28th, 29th is Thanksgiving, and there's a blood drive at Garland First Baptist Church on the 29th. Man. Okay. Individual delegation wish to address the commission. Matters of interest to commissioners. Entertain a motion to go in closed session according to G 142, 3, 8, 10, 11, and attorney-client privilege, and NCG 143, 3, 8, 10, 11 personnel. Motion by Mr. Cameron, second by Mr. Gillespie. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed. I think we'll be in.
This conference will now be recorded.